Dear learners, I am Dr. Bish Shiva, Assistant Librarian at Presidency University, Kolkata. It is my pleasure to welcome you the session. Today we look into an important aspect of library and information management. Our focus will be on course 5, Management of Library and Information Center. Specifically, we will explore Module 2, Management Information System, System Analysis and Control, Unit 24, Workflow and Organization Routine. Today, we are embarking on crucial topic, library workflow and organization routine, that serves as the backbone of efficient library management. Libraries are not just repository of knowledge. They are dynamic spaces where effective organization ensures seamless access to information. Understanding the workflow and routines help us streamline operations, improve service quality, and meet users' needs effectually. Let's start by understanding what library workflow means. Simply put, it is sequence of process and tasks that take place in a library. From acquiring resources to make them accessible to users, organization routine refers standard practices and procedures that ensure these tasks are carried out efficiently and consistently together. These two elements are key a well functioning of library. So now we can see importance of library workflow and organization routine. Why is important? A streamlined workflow reduces inefficiencies, saving time and resources, improves the user experience by ensuring quick and accurate service. It helps staff manage tasks effectively with clarity. In short, well organizing routine is not just about managing books, it is about creating the user centered system. So, this slide shows that overview of topics covered. Let's start with objectives. After going through this module, you will be able to highlight the significance of workflow management in a library information center. To discuss the necessity of implementing work sampling techniques, explain the objectives and benefits of work simplification, to analyze the role of time and motion studies in optimizing operations, to explore different methods and approaches to work analysis. Let's introduction about this topic. Dear learner, the rapid collection growth, a variety of document formats and growing user demands have all contributed to the complexity of library operations. Making managerial decisions has become increasingly difficult as a result of these variables. Particularly with the advent of new technology and methods, organization must conduct through analysis of their operations in their to address inefficiencies. The rational study of current methods and procedures is made possible by modern scientific management, which also provides instruments for goal setting, process evolution, and improvement suggestions. This unit deals with all aspects of workflow in a library or information organization. What is library workflow? In every information organization, analysis and planning are essential to achieve specific objectives. This process involves examining the environment as well as human, physical, and financial resources to design effective system for transferring activities from the organization's authority to fulfill of its goals. Workflow refers sequence and progression rate of tasks within the organization. So library workflow, what are the library workflow? New book purchase, after that classification, after classification sent to the circulation session, after that students and research scholars access those books. So workflow refers the sequence and progression rate of tasks within the organization. It includes analyzing process to ensure services or products meet acceptable quality standards, Poorly managed workflows with unpredictable or uneven rate can undermine human effort. To ensure efficiency, management must analyze operations in detail. In information organizations or libraries, workflow analysis includes techniques such as a work sampling, work simplification, work measurement or time studies, motion studies, and work analysis. We are going to see one by one these topics. Dear learner, work sampling. What do you mean by work sampling? Work sampling is a work measurement technique in which large number of immediate observations are made at random intervals over a specified period of time of group of workers, machine, and process. Work sample is a reliable and efficient method for observing human activities in a non-conduct continuous manner. Option using random intervals for observation, it is a particularly useful of analyzing large problems by studying representative samples, allowing conclusions to be drawn without examining the entire population. Random sampling is commonly used in libraries to ensure equal chances for all group members, with repeated sampling capturing actual activity patterns. This method is essential in work analysis, highlighting time requirement and playing a crucial role in survey research for library and information center operations. For example, in the library, we have thousands of users. For work sampling, we can collect some of the 100 samples for research study. So here, work sampling serves three primary purposes of libraries. Number one, activity and delay sampling. Number two, performance sampling. Number three, work measurement. So we can see activity and delay sampling. This method is used to track staff or equipment activities and downtime in a library or information center. For instance, it helps determine the proportion of the day a person spends working versus not working. So it is deal with activity delay sampling, deal with working versus not working. Next, performance sampling. This involves evaluating the working and non-working times of individuals performing manual tasks, allowing for assessment of their performance levels during active work periods. The third point, work measurement. In specific cases, work sampling is employed to analyze manual tasks and establish time standards for particular operations. Now we will move on work simplification. Work simplification defined as use of equipment, ergonomics, financial planning and behavior modification to reduce the physical and psychological stresses on the body of activities at home or work. By reducing these physical demands on the body during task as to preserve the joints and reduce the risk of injury or re-injury. According to the Anderson, they have given this definition. So what do you mean by ergonomics? Ergonomics means study of people's efficiency in their work environment. Work simplification involves accomplishing tasks step by step by breaking a problem into smaller manageable parts. It is a structured, practical approach to analyzing and improving the way work is done in a specific context by reviewing, optimizing every activity involved. By focusing what constitute meaning work, it helps identify and eliminate inefficiencies, ultimately transforming how we think about waste. So, work simplification to avoid the waste and unnecessary in dissolve. This method can be applied wherever work is performed and particularly valuable in studying and enhancing workflow. The core idea of work simplification is that by thoroughly understanding how a task is carried out, questioning why it is done that way, and approaching it is a mindset geared towards improvement. New opportunities for efficiency and better method for naturally emerge. So work simplification is very useful for our library operations. Next we move on time and motion studies. Time and motion studies emerged as fundamental components of scientific management which gained prominence in early 20th century. Time study introduced by F.W. Taylor focused on setting time standards and determining piece rates. On other hand, motion study developed by Frank and Lillian Gilbert aimed at analyzing and improving work methods. Over a time, the integration of both studies have become prevalent in libraries and information centers. These studies offer a systematic approach to identifying most efficient way to perform tasks and establish benchmarking such as defining standards work day or the time required to complete specific activities. For example, in the library, a classification person per hour 20 books they need to complete. We can assign the task like per hour 20 books complete the classification as well as computer entry. So we can fix the standard time. So now move on motion studies. Motion study, what do you mean by motion study? It is defined as systematic and critical study of existing method of doing a task with view to evolve the most efficient and economic method of doing it. It is a method for setting up employee productivity standards. A complex job is broken down into small or simple steps. The sequence of movements taken by the employee in performance those steps in carefully observed to detect and eliminate wasteful motion. Precise time taken for each correct movement is measured. Time study. Time study also referred to as work measurement. It is collection of techniques used to do determine the time required by qualified and well-trained person working in a normal piece to do the specific job or operation. This time is called standard time for operation. Next, we move on work analysis. According to Cloud, defined work analysis in the library as focused on the task or operations carried out. Utilizing standard task analyzing methods, the conventional job evaluation method aims to establish indexes or relative job values within the organization through different rating system. The system or process of performing an activity should be thoroughly studied before investigation of specific operation in the process. Such as overall study will always include the analysis of each steps in the process. Work analysis can help in solving layout problems in physical space, choosing a sequence, doing work, and finding ways of performing tasks more efficiently. This can either save the library money or allow money to spend other services. In management work, it is always necessary to analyze operations in step by step detail. Several standard sorting procedures have been developed to aid in this analysis. Next, we move on techniques of work analysis. So, various established methods are available to support work analysis. By mastering and utilizing these techniques, librarians can significantly enhance the workplace experience for all involved. The outcome of this more streamlined and effective process or procedure for staff within specific unit. This method are adaptable to various library scenarios and prove to be highly beneficial. This unit will explore several key techniques for work analysis. So techniques of work analysis: block diagram, flow process chart, decision flow chart, operations analysis, form analysis, and machine chart. Now we will discuss one by one the techniques of work analysis. Firstly, block diagram. Block diagram is a graphical representation of sequence of operations, processes or sub-processes together from a system. Creating a block diagram is a straightforward process. First, visualize the entire organization or system as a whole. Next, identify other processes that influenced by the system under the study. Then the establishment relationship between various processes both within and outside the system. Finally, indicate direction of workflow. In the library, different organizations chart. A block diagram incorporates elements outside the formal organizational structure, such as users, booksellers, and publishers. In contrast, an organizational chart focus on illustrating the structure of an organization by showing how it is various units of departments are concerned through line of authority. The block diagram representing a library circulation system. One common challenge in creating such diagram is difficulty in accurately depicting the precise workflow directions between various processes. However, during the earlier planning stage, the diagram effectively highlights key relationships relevant to the system. Here, library circulation system, processing a book initially uses register of users, then charging, filling, after that renewals, then discharging. Discharging takes place, reservation in case of any fines, overdue fines. After that, discharging the books. So this is an example of black diagram in a library circulation system. Next, we will move on flow diagram. The flow diagram visually references a work area and track the movement of personnel and materials within it. This tool is particularly useful for tasks involving significant movement of peoples or products. It maps traffic patterns, helping to identify and reduce inefficient or unnecessary flows. The most effective way to create flow diagram is by using scaled diagram of the unit, department, actively or service, making all activities and illustrating the path personnel taking during the movement. For example, the following describe a flow diagram depicting the library's reference period to the, there are two things, period to the analysis and after the analysis. In the organizational setup, all reference sources were located approximately 20 meters away from the reference desk. The layout that had in a place since the library's inspection. Library staff frequently traversed this distance, averaging 25 round trips per day. Tracking revealed that staff covered the total distance of around 800 meters daily, meaning the person at the reference desk walked over half a kilometer each day to retrieve the reference material. Based on this analysis, it is recommended that reference sources be relocated directly behind the reference desk. The accompanying diagram illustrates that this adjustment reduces walking over by 95%. The flow diagram shows that before analysis, here the reference book and reference desk. So after analysis, the reference desk moved from the near to the reference desk. So this flow diagram shows that reduces walking distance more than 95%. Next, we move on flow process chart. A flow process chart is graphical tool used to document and analyzing the steps involved in the process. It is visually represents the sequence of activities, decisions, delays, transportation, and storage in a process. Using standardized symbols, the primary purpose of flowchart process is identify inefficiencies, redundancies, or areas of improvement, making it valuable tool for process optimizing and workflow analysis. One of the most flexible and practical tools for library job analysis is a flow process chart. The elements of operations or jobs are categorized according to the symbols of process flowcharts for each operation and arranged in the sequence in which they are performed. The American Society of Mechanical Engineers ASME recommended symbols are used to draw the process of flowcharts. The scope and characteristics of the symbols are suitably modified for the purpose of showing the sequence of work within the library system. Flow process chart symbols. So here the operation symbol shows that operations means an action which indicates completion of the process. The arrow symbol transportation, change in the location of a person or process from one place to another. The triangle symbol shows that storage. It is a storage or finished goods or raw materials wasting for action. And delay. Delay means the process has stopped due to some reasons. It is temporary halt. And the triangle symbol shows that inspection. It represents checking quality and quantity of the items. The next combined activity performed same work place or same time one symbol. Flow process chart. The library. A flow process chart is typically prepared using from that records key details such as time, distance, individual and location for each significant steps. Description should be concise, resembling the telegram in brevity. This form's header should include the subject of the chart, the starting and end points, the name of the chart creator, a summary of the table for comparing current and proposed method, and the date the process was documented. Here, flow process chart for book return process. Students enters library with book. Next process, students shows RFID tag to the reader. The next step places the book in the tray. After book received, message is displayed to the patron, book is returned. The database is updated. It is an example for flowchart. This chart showing that various processes involved in the discharging of book at the circulation section. Next, we will move on. Decision flow chart. A decision flow chart differs from flow chart is the purpose and application, while a flow process chart is ideal for outlining tasks where the operations follows a set of routine for each activity. A decision flow chart is most effective for analyzing complex workflows involving multiple computer applications. So this chart showing that input output rectangle shape and flow lines for up arrows, down arrows, in and out, and the diamond shape shows that decision. The oval shape shows that connectivity entry point. Flow processes are constructed from relatively few symbols which indicates the flow of data various storage in the process. The operations to be performed, the sequence of work and the equipment involved. Some frequency used symbols decision chart flows are rectangle boxes which contains certain statements about the process to be performed at this step. Diamond shaped boxes which describe decisions resulting in a choice among alternative sequence of operation. The lines and arrows which describe the direction of flow from one process to another, usually from top to bottom and left to right. Circles called remote connectors which contain symbols typing flow from one box to another box located at the remote place, such as another page. Flat oval which indicates terminal, that is beginning and end of workflow chart. So workflow decision workflow chart useful for the library operations as well. The construction of decision flow chart. Every flow chart should be begin or end at logical point, and the creator must thoroughly understand the process being started to break it down into clear step-by-step instructions. The flow chart can be structured horizontally and vertically depending upon the context, and each piece of the data should be follow a single consistent flow, either vertical or horizontal as it moves through the process. The primary represents typical decisions and action within the procedure, usually progressing from top to bottom on the page, which branch flows extending to the left to right. Designing flowchart can be labor incentive task. After initial construction, revisions and adjustments are often necessary before finalizing a concise and redrawn visual for use. A useful approach to creating flowchart to start with familiar daily tasks such as shelving, ordering, filling carts before progressing more complex process. For instance, this associated figure demonstrate flowchart outlining a common library operation such as a returning book at the circulation section. The decision flow chart shows that the book returning procedure. Start with book returning, look out the charge out the card and charge book overdue. If in case any book overdue, they can put the fine. After that, the fine, they can send the notice discharging the book to the shelf. So this is the decision flow chart while books returned by the library patron. Next, we will move on operations analysis. Operation analysis examines the movement of an individual hands, eyes, and feet while performing a specific task in a single location. It is particularly effective for job that involves repetitive actions. This analysis option utilizes an operation chart, also known as left and right hand chart, to study the process. The focus on optimizing the arrangement of workspace and sequence of activities within it. Library tasks well suited for this analysis include book charging and discharging, filling, alphabetizing, sorting overdue charges, and similar activities. Preparation of an operations chart is very similar to flow process chart with identical symbols. However, in operation chart, the symbols apply a body movement instead of the entire movement of individual. So operation analysis very helpful to improve the library process. Next, we will move on form analysis. Form analysis refers systematic study and evaluation of structure, design, and elements of a form, typically in the context of design, architecture, art, or document. The goal of its understand how the components a form interact. It is functionally and how it is effectively. It archive in intent of purpose. Form virtual component in the daily operations of any library. See, approximately 30% of the library tasks involve handling paperwork. For example, library utilize a wide range of forms such as request form, borrower's card, vouchers, binary date slips, overdue notice, and reservation cards. Form analysis involves an annual evaluation form access the purpose of efficiency, like feedback form, enabling the elimination of redundant forms or combination of multiple forms into a single effective format. Periodic content reviews ensure clarity and relevance. With the use of checklist or charts, adding in identifying necessary absolute forms. Libraries often hundred with accumulating documents benefit from policies that determine retention period, after which forms are either discarded or consolidated. Automation has further streamlined process, reducing paperwork by enabling digital storage of information which can be erased or archived for future use. Next, we will move on men-machine chart. A men-machine chart is a visual tool used in work study and time management to analyze interaction between humans and machine during a process. It helps identify inefficiencies, idle time, and opportunities to optimize resource utilization. Men-machine charts are used to examine the work relationship between individuals and machines. In organization equipped with various devices such as computers, photocopies, and microfilm equipment, these charts provide high beneficial. They help identify instances where staff or machines in libraries or information center remain idle for extended periods. Addressing such as inefficiencies ensures that both machines and personnel operate effectively, reducing idle time. If excessive idle time persists, outsourcing the work to external facilities may be more cost-effective solution. So, men-machine chart, it is also useful to our library operation. Finally, I come to the summarization. This study explored systematic approaches and methodologies for managing and optimizing organization routines. With a focus, workflow analysis, and efficiency techniques, the key areas include library workflow, enhancing library operations by improving information organizations, retrieval, and dissemination for better service delivery. So, what we see now, work sampling, accessing actively distribution and time allocation to optimize resource utilization. Work simplification, streamlining tasks by eliminating redundancies to boost productivity. Next, time and motion studies. Motion studies identifying and reducing inefficiencies in physical task movement. Time studies establishing performance standards by measuring task duration. The finally, work analysis improving process through tools like flowchart, block diagram, and operational reviews to enhance efficiency and decision making. The study aims to refine organization workflows and promote operational excellence. So, learning outcomes from this course, the way of work is performed and continuing the following. So, from the work analysis and organization routines, we can improve the layout of workplace. It is boost efficiency and time management. It is reduced elimination of errors and helps quality control. It ensures consistency and standardization of method and procedures. It enhances customer service and increase number of productivity and ensures that library is ready to adapt and grow. Study of workflow within the library system is usually carried out to improve upon the working of its different section in increasing overall efficiency. The unnecessary and redundant procedures can be eliminated, bring out standardization in its methods and procedures. By analyzing the workflow of different library system, comparison can be made between them to achieve a uniform pattern of working procedure. As libraries continue to evolve with new technologies and services, having an effective workflow will be even more critical to ensure the library staff can manage reduces effectively and serve needs for communities. Now we are moved into the assessment. Multiple choice questions. Question number 1, what is primary purpose of library workflow management? Answer is to ensure efficiency coordination of library operations. Next question, what activity not part of typically library workflow. Option A, cataloging books. After option B, checking out for materials to users. Option C, filling income tax forms. Option D, shelving returned books. So all these three, A, B, and D, involved in library workflow. The answer is filling out the tax form. This is the not part of a library workflow. Question number 3, workflow sampling is most useful for which type of task? Option A, routine tasks performed by individuals. Option B, high frequency repetitive tasks, rare and highly specified tasks. And option C, unstructured creative process. Answer is B, highly frequently repetitive tasks. Question number 4, in working sampling, observation are conducted to determine. The answer is the proportion of time spent on different activities. Question number 5, work sampling focuses on option A, reducing costs by cutting staff. Option B, optimizing tasks to improve efficiency. Option C, automating all routine activities. Option D, replacing manual tasks with digital process. Answer is option B, optimizing tasks to improve efficiency. Short answer. So what are the 5 techniques of work analysis? You know, 5 techniques of work analysis are block diagram, flow process chart, decision flow chart, operation analysis. Question number 2, what is work analysis? Work analysis is a studying the library operation in step-by-step detail. Work analysis helps to improve routine efficiency and useful tool of not only management but also financial management of libraries and information centers. Work analysis is that key to modern job classification. Next, we move on. Question number 3, what is time study? Time study is also referred to work measurement. It is collection of techniques used to do determine the time required by qualified and well-trained person working in a normal phase to do specific job or operation. This time is called the standard time for the operation. Motion study is also study of method used in the performance of an operation activity for the purpose of eliminating all necessary motions and building up sequence of all most useful motions in the maximum efficiency. Question number 4, explain decision flow chart. Answer, decision flow chart is different from flow chart. A process chart is best used for describing work. When the operator simply adhere to prescribed routines for each activity, whereas decision flow chart finds its greatest application in analyzing complicated workflows which requires numerous computer application. Question number 5, what write short notes on work sampling? Sampling applied to work analysis is known as work sampling, which may helps to emphasize amount of time needed for work analysis. It survey search in the library or information situations. Sampling plays very important role. Work sampling has 3 main uses in the libraries: activity and delay sampling, performance sampling, and work sampling. References. These are the references I am taking for this study. Hariton Workflow Terminal Premier Records Management Quality Quarterly, and Disler Gray 2023 Management Principles and Practice for Tomorrow's Leaders, 3rd edition, New Jersey, Prentice Hall, and number 3, Dorr and Jones for our 1985 Information System Management Analytical Tool and Techniques, New York Elsevier. Gould, Donald P. 1995 measures level of work in academic libraries, time-based approach, college and research libraries. Murray, IR, accessing effect of new creation library management system program. Thank you.